So I just came from handling grown folks' business. From getting an STD test, to be specific. Now, I haven't been having any symptoms, and I don't have any partners right now, and before I really didn't have very many. But me, I am naturally paranoid. So what I like to do, whether I'm sexually active or not, I like to go every 3 to 6 months. Just depends. However, here lately, I have been paranoid only because I was messing with someone a while back. We shared our results before, but I have an issue with trusting people, and I feel like with all these apps around now, there's no telling what people can fake. So I'm like, you know what? Let me go ahead, just get some peace of mind. So I went in for the full shebang, a full screening, and a full screening is you get a urine sample. They also do the swab samples, and then they do the blood work. So they have the urine sample, which of course you do yourself. And then with the swab, they have 2 different swabs. They have the swab for your mouth, which is very uncomfortable. And then they also have the rectal swab, which you can have the practitioner do for you, or you can do yourself. I chose to do it myself because I'm a big girl and I'm not afraid. Afterwards, of course, you do your blood test, and then they send you with a little care package. And with the care package, you get a little baggie, and the little baggie contains, oh, it's just condoms. So today I only got condoms. Usually they have like those small little single-use lube containers, and I really like those. These are latex condoms. Latex are king as far as in the United States, but I prefer the polyurethane condoms. I think those are the least uncomfortable, I'll say, in my opinion, as a woman. The second thing is, okay, and then they give you your visit summary. So because I live in the county that I live in, they give you your whole summary from like every medical facility around here. So whether I went to someplace in the county over, they still find a way to send it. Now, afterwards, what the practitioner told me is that I will get my results on my chart within a week at least. They usually do the regular STD or STI testing, and I say regular meaning like gonorrhea, chlamydia, any type of abnormal diagnosis, they would call it, on any of your testing. They'll put that on your my chart, and then they get that at the end of the day, I think she said, or they finish with that testing. They get those results at the end of the day, and you should have those on your my chart within a couple days or within the week. And in the blood test, it's usually guaranteed a week or a little longer. So I'm gonna sit here batshit paranoid for about a week. So this is driving me crazy. I gotta figure out what to do with this. And I think I figured it out. I'm gonna make a summertime sangria, or my version of one. So I've got mead, Riesling, whiskey, lavender liqueur, Saint Germain, ginger ale, and lemonade all on deck. So this would be the moment of truth is what they call it, right? Because remember, I don't like the mead. Okay, this isn't bad. Okay, I can deal with this. So I was about to go and finish my drink, and I realized I didn't add the lavender ginger peach. Now I just added the lavender ginger peach, and it's so much better with it in there. Yeah, I can still handle this. All right, so come here, y'all. Let's talk. So you know how earlier when I was in the car and I was telling y'all I asked my partners to share their test results with me? And I thought about, like, one, that's not really the typical thing sexually active people do. They tend to just do it in a sense. I am talking about sex that's been agreed upon by both parties. But How do you ask someone to show you their test results? Something so personal, so intimate, and usually so very private, considering here in the United States, we have things called HIPAA laws. So there's actually a couple ways to do it. Here's how I do it. So you find someone that's interested in you, you're interested in them. You start chit-chatting, y'all are going out or what have you. One thing leads to another, and here you are at this point. And we're going to say we're at the point of discussing it. Like somebody brings it up. However it's brought up, it's brought up. You know, when are we going to get together? Get together how? I mean, you know, go out, do a little something, something. A little something, something. I don't know about that. What you mean do a little something, something? Okay, that's how the conversation's starting. Then when it gets down to the actual agreeing, okay, so we're talking about getting together. I'm very interested in getting together with you. I'm not shy at all about that. However, how shy are you about sharing test results? So I call that approach like the flirtatious question. You find a flirtatious way to keep the conversation going and kind of slide it in there. So, you know, you're still keeping them aroused, keeping them interested, but you slide in the health aspect of it. So now, you know, they're up, proverbially, and actually, but they're up, you know, their mind's going, they're thinking, okay, dang, so she wants test results. How am I going to make this happen? Whatever they're thinking in their head, they're either one, going to lie, two, just say yes and probably try not to do anything, or three, they'll go ahead and furnish them. The people who lie, you pretty much let them know, like, hey, I don't want to do anything unless we're sharing them, especially if you're desiring to do it without protection. If they outright lie, you outright say no. Okay, when they outright lie, they'll say, oh yeah, I have my results, I'll share them with you, and then they don't share them at all because they don't have them. You find out they don't have them. Or they'll say, I'll share them with you, show me yours first. This is, you know, the bait and switch. Be like, no, we're going to show each other at the exact same time. Either, here we go. It's like, okay, I mean, I don't mind showing you first, but I would much rather show each other at the exact same time. Now, we can do this over lunch, over some drinks. I keep my app on my phone. How about you? Do you prefer to print yours off and then we switch like that? You know, it shows a mutual agreement. So if they're trying to do the bait and switch on you, you do the, no, let's have a mutual agreement. Let's switch at the same time type of situation. Now, the third and final one is my favorite because it gets the job done and it gets both parties what they want. And if they are going to go ahead and show you, they'll do, usually the people who are willing to do this, they have already had theirs, you know, however many months back, and then they'll, you know, show you on whichever app that they use, or they'll have the printed results. Now, what you can do in the meantime, in between time, you know, try not to get too personal in their business, but like, okay, between this day and now, have you had unprotected sex with anyone else? They'll probably lie because people lie. That's just something that humans do. Humans tell lies. Or they will go ahead and be honest. Now, if they say, no, I haven't been with anyone else, and you suspect that they're not telling the truth, you can say, it's like, okay, I'm glad we shared results. So I still prefer to use condoms, because showing results doesn't automatically imply that we're going to have raw sex. It's just to ensure that we know each other's status for whichever list of STIs and STDs that can come up. So if they show you, you know, they're being honest, they show you their results, and they answer the question with a no and you don't believe them, you tell them that you want to use condoms still, and then they can either accept it or they're going to argue you down. Hold your ground, say no, 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 we're using condoms, or not at all. As in, or we're using condoms, or we're not doing it at all. Now, if they say, yes, I have had unprotected sex between the date on my results and today, usually my follow-up question is, do you know their status as well? Or did you know their status as well? And if you didn't know their status, what made you decide to risk it? Look, I was just horny, spur of the moment type of situation, or I've been waiting for so long. I just risked it. I was like, go ahead, I'll do it. You know, because that's kind of usually what happens with humans. We just decide, hey, I'm going to take this risk. Hopefully, though. Wait. So after getting the response as to, you know, why they decided to go ahead and risk it, it usually is just because, like, hey, I was willing to risk it. My next question would be, did you have any symptoms, any noticeable symptoms within that time? And I mean for anything, okay? Shoot, you know, it's a little itchy down there. And I have some discharge, you know, it's kind of smelly. And those are three main symptoms between both genders, male and female. You'll have, like, it might be itchy, there may be some discharge, and there may be a smell for men and women, believe it or not. And shit, if it was a headache, I had a little headache, you know what I'm saying? Nothing like that. No, suspicious. Better safe than sorry is what I'm saying. So pretty much you have to have the conversation in order to be cautious about your sexual health as well as your partners. It's not that hard, believe it or not, once you get into the groove of things, even though it's not normal as of yet, at least not in the country that I'm in. So that's usually how I start off asking people for their test results. Mind you, it doesn't always get me what I want, or so the other person, it usually doesn't get them what they want, but at least you're being cautious and you're setting up healthier habits. Like, that's how I reason with it in my head. If you, in the beginning, like as you progress or start off with this, if you miss the mark a few times, and what I mean by miss the mark, like if you decide to risk it, even though you told yourself, hey, I'm going to start doing this, try not to be too hard on yourself, okay? Again, we're humans. We're wired to be sexual creatures and social creatures. It's not necessarily a bad thing to desire sex, spur of the moment, on the whim, or just to dive in it full on through passion. However, redeem yourself by, whether you have symptoms or not, within 2 weeks going ahead to go get tested, and then also go ahead, get your results. Usually, like where I'm from, we have two different apps. There's this general app called LabCorp, and then there's also like the specific medical facility app out here. It's the Duke My Chart for where I'm from. They'll send that to you automatically, and usually the LabCorp, they let you download a PDF, so you can also, if you want to now, you can also email them. Now, that's also something that's like a step further. Being from the United States, that's probably something that's going to scare the hell out of people, like sending a PDF copy of their STI results via email because of possibly it being leaked. Be careful in that regard, but again, we're putting into practice new habits and behaviors socially that eventually things like leaking someone's sexual health information or something like sharing someone else's health information would be kept private between people, sacred, because we've gotten accustomed to knowing that, hey, STIs, STDs, even though they can be devastating, they happen just like any other virus. All right, I'm done for now. I will absolutely link to y'all some of the articles I've written about sexual health down below. And see y'all next time, because I'm going to drink this and chill out.